Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Nvidia report for Monday, July 7th, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture. Buy signal 2 weeks ago, significant buy signal when we closed above the 150.11, slightly descending channel top that set up 175.51 as a 2 to 3 month objective. We could see that sooner than 2 to 3 months, but I like the 2 to 3 month time horizon because it allows for the possibility of some consolidation, congestive trade on the way up. I don't see any sign of that right now, especially in light of pushing to new highs last Friday. So you could see the possibility of 2 to 3 weeks even reaching the mid 170s. So 2 to 3 months could certainly be narrowed by the end of July, perhaps holding above 150.11, and yes, above that previous all-time high of 153.13, maintains a bullish dynamic as we move through the month of July. 175.51 expected over the next 2 to 3 months, possibly by the end of July. Now on the way up, we've had this channel top at 160.42, and we keep pushing through it. We even closed above it. I've reduced it to an intraday resistance level only. I'm now using the longer term trend line across these highs going back to April as our session containment level. If we open clearly today above 160.42, we can see 165.13 today, where a daily high can be placed, and we might even top out here into later week. You never really know. I mean, I'm calling it a session containment level only rather than a weekly resistance area because we are, after all, in the midst of a meaningful longer-term buy signal above the 150.11 to 153.13 region. And so, closing above 165.13 is certainly possible over the next few days. I don't expect it, but if we do close above 165.13 over the next few days, then the 175.18 area probably in reach by the end of next week, where we could top out at the 175.51 formation through the third quarter into later year, perhaps fall back into the low 150s from there within 1 to 3 months of doing so. Of course, we'd have a significant long-term buy signal yet again if we were to close above the 175.51 formation in the coming weeks. But right now, it looks pretty good above the low 150s, expecting the mid 170s. And we have these line studies that are acting as our resistance. Although 160.42 has not been behaving as such, it is a textbook channel top. And it is the only one that we have in this current vicinity. We've pushed through it. We didn't close above it last Friday. If we open above it on Monday, there's the possibility of 165.13 on an intraday basis. But I will say that if we close today, Monday, above 160.42, we should Tuesday, Wednesday see this rising 165.13 trend line where profits can be taken, on a long position. And I don't think all profits, if you're long over the last couple of weeks above this 150.11 level, 153.13, you may take some profits at 165.13, but that trend line is rising and will be converging later this month with the 175.18 target anyway. So, I think this is more of a day trade, also a possible 3 to 5 day swing trade. I don't have a problem selling 165.13 on a 3 to 5 day basis, but know that closing above it is certainly possible given the current environment we're in, and if so, we should see 175.18 by the end of the week. Now, this number is not updated. It's 174.88. You can see in the support resistance that should be 175.51, but I don't think that's a big deal right now because we're nowhere near it. Just know that the number has not been updated. Talking downside, a 160.42, if we hold below it, if we open below it today, we could ease back to 156.10. And I don't actually show that, but it's nothing more than a simple trend line over the last couple of weeks coming up off of these lows here. That's 156.10. It may contain not only intraday, but possibly daily selling pressures, 156.10. If we break 156.10 today, 153.13 is likely. 153.13, of course, is that January high where we could place a daily low, possibly into later week, because after all, 153.13 can also be considered the beginning of a range down to 150.11 long-term support.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and Nvidia, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Now, when I'm talking about a range, I would rather talk more about this range at 148.88. This rising channel bottom over the last month is converging over the next couple of days with 150.11. And so if you're looking for an area to buy the market on more than just a day trade basis, but over the course of 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months, it really is 148.88 to 150.11. 148.88 is a rising 1 month channel bottom that, as I say, will be converging over the next couple of days with 150.11, where this market can be bought through July into August, and above which the mid 170s are expected over the next 1 to 3 months. Let me just use that phrase. Now, of course, as I've said much last week, a settlement not going to happen today, and I don't expect it this week. But if we did close below the 148.88 formation, we enter a short-term sell signal only. We should flush out some longs, expect 138.35 within a full week, 2 at the most. This 3-month channel bottom able to contain selling into August, and from here we can round up to new highs. Bullish momentum over the last 3 months remains intact above 138.35. And yes, if over the next few weeks we close below this structure, it does indicate a good high for the third quarter, and we should fall, I'm guessing, into the 110s within a month or two of closing below 138.35. But I just don't see that. I don't think it's necessary to really go into all that because the overall framework remains bullish above 150.11. I'll go through the day trade here to the far right. You've got 160.42 as your intraday resistance and 156.10 as your intraday support. We could trade inside of this zone for much of Monday, but if we push, especially open today above 160.42, 165.13 is in reach and able to contain daily, possibly weekly buying pressures. It's that trend line coming up off the highs as I show here again on the daily chart. And if we close above 165.13, we have another 1 to 2 week buy signal that would likely yield what is already targeted at 175.51. Downside today, breaking or opening below 156.10 does indicate 153.13, where a daily low can be placed. And finally, closing below 153.13, highly unlikely today, but if so, should then yield this support area, and that's the wrong chart. The support area here, 148.88 to 150.11. If we close below 153.13, we see this tomorrow, once again able to contain selling through July, and once tested, we can round up to new highs within several weeks. I think that pretty much rounds it out. I am going to leave it at that for Monday's daily NVIDIA report. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesdays, and you have a great day.